Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I wasn't sure what I was doing. I think I was going to try and edit something from the ticker below, but realized I didn't need to edit anything. So I asked what today's reading was going to be about, and what I heard is your power is growing and people are drawn to you. Ooh, ooh, hoo, hoo. Are you feeling powerful yet? Let's pull this down a little bit. Are you feeling powerful yet? Uh-oh, let me mute this. I hope you're feeling powerful at this point, because there's nothing more powerful than recognizing your actual power, right? Recognizing where you are within yourself in your life, recognizing all sorts of different aspects of yourself, aligning with other aspects that are needed. That's a beautiful thing. That's always a beautiful thing. All right. The air feels super charged today for some reason. Maybe because I've been sleeping quite a bit. I've been sleeping a bunch lately, a bunch. I've been needing it. Didn't realize how much I need sleep. All right. So as I'm getting the cards ready, I do want to share that tomorrow I will be having another private fire ceremony on my private servers, my private space. If you'd like to be a part of that, the link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And due to the complexity of the case that I'm not going to talk about, you still can donate to my legal fund down there. And the event tomorrow, the funds will go towards that legal fund. Whatever in excess, whatever funds we're able to accumulate in excess of the actual legal need, that all gets donated right back to Soulwork Synergistics to go towards funding our community programs, as well as the work that my board is doing in local communities. So it's very, very exciting stuff happening. Lots of stuff in the background. We have new breads that are available. We added, I believe, pumpkin, fairy berry, and vegan donuts. These vegan donuts are grain-free, completely grain-free. They're paleo-friendly. Just some really, really good stuff. And here, oh, thank you, Lindsay. Oh, wait. Here is the link right there. Thank you for that, Lindsay. So, oh man, she's so on point all the time. It's ridiculous. And here is the link for the Endarn Fire ceremony I'll be doing tomorrow. And then I also have next week, Saturday. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Let's get started. Reminder. So, you're being reminded of something very, very potent. Okay. The words here say, don't forget. That's in stone. Your truth, your value, your intrinsic value, the value that you are born with as a sovereign, as a spark of divinity, that is written in divine stone. No one can alter that. Nobody can alter what your worth actually is. You, however, can give someone permission to affect your perception of what that worth is. That is a choice that many of us often make without realizing that we're choosing that. No, stop choosing that. So many people will misunderstand you. It's not that you are here to be understood. You don't need to be understood by other people to live a valid existence. You need to choose to validate yourself, because the moment you begin to validate yourself, people who are not accustomed to seeing the greatness, the type of greatness that you are, something so divine that sometimes it confuses them to no end. When you start validating yourself, it frees these very people to find the courage to be lent some of your courage to begin accepting you and then accepting themselves. It's a very, very, very powerful movement that's happening, a movement that's so quiet that not many people are talking about it. That doesn't mean it's not happening. That does not mean change is not already being initiated. You are part of this change. You are part of the change that's happening in the world right now. And just because the people around you in your environment, your local environment, is not cognitive yet of these changes, does not mean these changes are not actually occurring. So if you're the only one that's aware of the desire for change, if you're the only one that is beginning to be um, somewhat interested in facilitating the types of changes that are necessary, it doesn't make you superior. First and foremost, let's like talk openly about that. This is not about superiority. This is not about you being in a position of superiority over someone else and therefore they should listen to you. And no, it's not about that at all. It's about you now being properly positioned to be in a space of service. If you are more aware of others, then you are to share and encourage in whatever capacity you can, not shame and degrade simply because they don't know as much as you. Okay. So that's the first and the foremost. That's how your power begins to increase and people begin to witness that power, right? Another way that your power can be witnessed and further appreciated is by you actually using it with intention, with integrity. Part of the way that I responsibly use my power is to allow other people and power over my personal life, not over other people. That's a very important detail to not forget. So, part of the way I responsibly use my personal power is by allowing other people to witness me in my process of establishing and maintaining these boundaries. No, sir or ma'am, you will not come onto my space and start acting a fool without me correcting you or completely dismissing you. I have specific standards that people need to always keep in mind when they interact with me. Is it because I think I'm the shit? No, it's because I no longer believe I am a piece of shit. Society will teach you that. They will teach you that you are worthless, you are a piece of shit, and that people can treat you however they want. And you have to uphold these unrealistic, unfair standards of treatment. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. This concept of, Emmy, you have to, like, compassion for them. You know better. So you should have more compassion for them. Now, listen here. I do know better. That's why I'm going to correct you so you know better, just like I do. Right? People need to learn from you what you will and will not tolerate in your space. They need to learn this from you. And here's the thing, and I think this might be the most beautiful thing about my stance, is my personal opinion. I think the most beautiful thing about my stance is that my standards for myself extend to the entire community. What I will not tolerate for myself, I will not tolerate another person doing to a member of my community, because fuck that shit. No. If I will not gladly accept that behavior myself, I will not gladly accept the witnessing of that behavior directed at someone in my community. Whether it's my virtual community or my in person community, my real life community, it's irrelevant. If you are numbered in my community, I share the same standards for myself with you. I'm not going to let people treat you that way, talk to you that way, dismiss you in that way, unless I'm willing to. Nope, I don't think so. I don't think so. And when we begin to remind ourselves and remember to that degree, we begin to understand the fallacies that we have clung on to as though they were truth. You are not more spiritual by being a doormat. You are not more evolved and spiritual and therefore more worthy by encouraging people to be disrespectful and dismissive of you. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe everyone needs to agree with me. I don't believe we need to share the same thoughts. I believe we can absolutely be harmonious in our opposing views. And I believe the witnessing of opposing views can be done in a very respectful, very, very honorable manner. We can disagree. It's perfectly fine. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. We can still have peace. We can coexist. Our disagreement, our lack of alignment in perception can be the very thing that encourages me to grow and expand my awareness. It can be the very thing that encourages you to grow and expand your awareness, right? So, this is part of what the energies are, like really expanding your awareness of the boundaries that have been forced upon you because of other people's unrealistic, misaligned, absolutely toxic expectation. An absolutely toxic expectation. Forbidden in reverse. We need to have the conversations that we once believed were forbidden. We need to have these conversations that encourage us to empower ourselves even further by way of unified diversity, diverse unification. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. We can still be mutually respectful. The connection can still be mutually beneficial. The respect and admiration can be reciprocal. These are important words for us to know and infuse into our day-to-day lives. For example, I will always approach people with respect. At least some level of respect that I feel is appropriate to maintain and honor everyone's dignity. Everyone should exist with dignity. Now, if I'm approaching the situation that way and you're being mad disrespectful repeatedly, I will check your ass. I will. Either first, I will excuse myself and never return to a table you sit at because no, are you kidding me? Or if my soul so encourages me to, I will check you right then and there and you will know your proper place with me. And I don't care how it makes you feel because it's time for me to reciprocate the way you have a complete lack of regard for the way your obnoxious, obtrusive behavior affects the people in your environment. Like, no, I will not. I will not be your doormat. I will not tolerate any of that caca behavior. Why? Well, because I have the courage to love you in the way you deserve, meaning no one in your environment has loved you enough yet to help you learn how to be a productive, acceptable member of society. And I will not shrink myself for this. I will not. I will not. Most of the people who have had an issue with me in the past have had an issue with me because they couldn't take advantage of me in the way that they wanted. They couldn't behave in whatever way they wanted with zero consequence to them. There are absolutely effects to the causations that you choose. Every single causation leads to a specific effect. And it's my personal belief that for some people, your path will cross with mine because I have the courage to correct your behavior, at least while in my presence. And hopefully that will free you to begin the introspection that will cause you to question how your behavior is actually received by everyone else. Now, I'm not volunteering myself to be a teacher, but when my soul is the one that volunteers me, by all means, allow me to fulfill that request. I will speak freely and openly with zero fear about how inappropriate the way you position yourself is. There's nothing malignant or malicious about it. I can inform you in a very neutral tone. But if your language is one of screaming and curse words, I could do that as well. I'm multifaceted. That's a beautiful thing about a diamond that's polished. We have so many facets of us that add to our brilliance. And just because people can't tell the difference between a cubic zirconia and an actual diamond is irrelevant to me. It does not diminish me in any way, shape, or form. My life has cut me into perfection and polished every piece of me. There is no facet of me that is less valid and less valuable and somehow detracts from my brilliance. You need to begin applying this type of logic to you in your life. You need to begin applying this logic to you in your life. And everything that you go through is really nothing but part of the process of cutting you over and over and over to turn you into the diamond you seek to be. Everyone wants to be the diamond, but no one wants to be cut. No one wants to experience abrasive situations that serve as the polishing of the diamond that you are. Do you know what it takes? Maybe it's because I am familiar and becoming proficient with lapidary work that I understand the process. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's because I have the ability to see myself in a neutral manner. So that way I can be very honest with myself about my behaviors, about my perceptions, the validity or the distortions that exist within me. I can be very honest with myself about all of that. And I think part of what increases your personal power over yourself is the degree of honesty that you can view and communicate between self and soul. I'm here to be who I am. I'm not here to fit into some mold of what someone outside of me has deemed perfection. I'm not here for that. And because I'm aware that there are no molds that I have to make sure that I completely fit into, I have no limits at this point. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. I'm realizing some of that no limits type of mentality and lifestyle has led to my exhaustion, needing more rest, needing to recuperate. And that's okay. That's another aspect of learning, right? That's another aspect of learning. High Priestess of Air, you're going to need to begin working on your ability, your capacity to communicate clearly and effectively your needs, your expectations, all of the things that really most of us find very, very hard to communicate. It's very, very hard to communicate clearly our needs and our expectations. And it's almost this thing of if we do, we have to then also be apologetic because like, oh, I don't want to be an inconvenience. And it's like, why would you be an inconvenience for communicating your needs? How is that an inconvenience? Right? So maybe that's indicative of the programming that still exists that has taught you, that has convinced you to live in this obligatory manner where you are now obligated to placate everyone's needs. Are you a people pleaser? I'm a people pleaser. I have a tendency to want to please people. I've been working on that for quite a few years. I will never not be a people pleaser. What I've done to get myself into a healthier space is to be mindful of who I try to appease. Who am I trying to please right now? Well, right now, nobody. I'm not trying to please anyone. later on today, I might try and please people. I might try and go out of my way to do this or that. Um, you know, that's kind of just that's how I am. I'm learning to establish healthier boundaries for myself. I'm totally the mom that I could be experiencing hypoglycemia and having tremors, about to pass out because my sugars went too low. And if one of my kids wants what I'm eating, I will give it to them. I will. I'm totally that mom, but now I'm learning, like, what is that teaching my children? Is that teaching them to martyr themselves? So now it's like, do you want a piece? I have to eat some. Are you okay to wait until, daddy makes some more? Because I'm not feeling good, but I'll share some with you, but I do have to eat, right? That's a nice little compromise. That's a nice middle ground of, I have a need, but I recognize your need. Can we share? My kids are very, very good about, if they know that I'm having, I'm starting to feel sick because I waited too long to eat. They're like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'll just wait. So it's a beautiful thing. We're learning how to love ourselves while simultaneously loving the people who are important to us. That's a very powerful, powerful process to be in. Um, See, here's this is important. This right here. Hi, Jessica. Is it people pleasing still, or does it turn into people honoring because you're aware of the energy? It depends. It depends. You have to be very, very careful about intellectualizing this diminishment of yourself. People who are extremely intelligent and have a very well hidden self loathing program will intellectualize it into something like this, where I'm not people pleasing, I'm honoring their needs. Not saying that's you, though. I'm not saying that's you, but that's what comes to mind, is that we have to be very, very careful about the ways in which we can very effectively intellectualize our reasoning in order to justify the continuation of the same toxic patterns, right? So we have to be very mindful, but that's a very powerful thing to bring up. This thing of shifting from a space of simply trying to please people, and then developing the level of discernment to be able to understand when someone needs you to honor them. They're feeling very lowly right now. They can't get themselves out of this situation, and they need someone with integrity who can honor the needs of their energy. So there's times where I've had that logic, like I explained to myself, I rationalize that I am simply honoring people's needs, and then when I sit back and I look, I'm like, no, I was people pleasing. I was people pleasing, dang it. And it's okay, this is part of our learning. You retrieve your power by learning the limitations of that power. And those limitations of your power are determined by the way in which you use that power. If you use your power to people please, that's not power. That's like being an indentured servant. You have to forever pay a price for existing on this earth. And I think for many of us, and this is like part of what causes us to feel so disempowered so often, is that we feel so strongly how different we are. And it becomes this thing of feeling like we have to apologize for our existence, right? How many of you feel like or realize that a lot of your behaviors stems from you trying to make a prepayment through your actions, through the deeds that you commit, make a prepayment for your place in someone's life? I used to do this quite a bit. Like I'm apologizing in advance because once you get to know me enough, you will be offended by my existence, and I want to say sorry in advance. I want to offer you excessively things that will cause you to have a dependency on me, so that way you are less likely to toss me away. I mean, I used to do all of these things. I definitely used to do all of these things. Like, for everyone. For everyone. Just being overly sorry for existing. Like, why am I sorry? Oh, because I exist. I'm sorry. Right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I think because for many of us, we're not planned pregnancies. Um, part of that programming begins in utero. And no, we don't need to blame our mothers. You know, the expectation of a mother is to be the superhero when she's simply a woman, confused about her own life, confused about her own journey. Same thing with fathers, you know. But I think for a lot of us, we are born from an environment where we were not pre-planned. So there's this like, oh, I messed up. Because how many people do not plan pregnancies and they get pregnant and they're willing to continue their pregnancy, and everyone in their life is like, oh, you're throwing away your life. What? What? As I've had many children, with each child that I've had, with each child that I've carried and gave birth to, um, the definition of my worth has become more clear to me. My children are so far from a burden. Like, are you kidding me? A what? You know, and I think a lot of our relationships with our children as parents now, for those of us who are parents and for those of us who are not yet parents, your relationship with your parents, um, it very much stems from the amount of toxicity that the parental figure has received over the course of their life. And we take that in and we become a mirror of it. And then for many, many, many individuals, the child becomes an external projection of the parent's internal child. All of these potentialities the parent never selected, they see you with the opportunity to do so. And for some parents, I mean, they never really developed the level of maturity necessary to understand the honor they were given by being a parent. And so they became a little bit jealous, maybe. They became a little bit envious and bitter because they're giving you the opportunities they never had. No, they had these opportunities, they didn't select it. And so now they see, because of the way their life has gone, how much you are possibly throwing away. And now you have to have gratitude for something that you don't quite even know, you don't quite understand. You know, and these are a lot of the different dynamics that we carry deep inside ourselves. And we then, if we don't recognize that it's a dynamic established with a parental figure, we then begin to project it into our romantic environment, into our friendships. And then that's how we begin to solidify our role in people's lives. I know personally for my role in people's lives, with my history of being pushed into that position of matriarch because my mom worked all the time, it became this thing of I feel like I have somehow solidified my role as the matriarch of anyone who I come across. Many people see me as like a mother figure, whether they are older than me, younger than me, same age as me. Many of them see me as a mother figure. And a lot of that has really drained my energy in the past because it's caused me to feel as though I was somehow responsible for someone's successes and failures, despite the fact that really they make their own decisions, right? So it's not people draining me. It's my expectation of my role within your life that drains me. It is me that drains me. No one can drain you without your consent. At the very least, passive permission. And when you don't correct someone who is misaligned in their expectation of you, you are then giving passive permission for them to continue with their misalignment, further amplifying that misalignment the further down it goes. Meditation, allowing yourself to sit quietly in a space of stillness within you. This is part of how you begin to uncover exactly where your power went. This is part of how you begin to recognize the gravity of you and your existence. The warrior in reverse. People say the war is done. I say you've never been in my head before. That war does not finish until you are done with that war between the self and the soul. Your soul is trying to guide you somewhere, and you are fighting it every step of the way. I know I fight it. I know that I experience these periods where I am in full flow with the will of soul, and then periods where I am resentful, where I am really allowing myself to feel the things that I need to feel and acknowledging why I feel that way. Allowing myself to see why that feeling is there and what I need to do to correct that feeling. I mean, you guys saw that yesterday, the processing of the feelings, um, the desire to um, hide aspects of me away. And it's kind of this thing of why do I need to hide it? Well, I was telling myself yesterday, like it's this thing of, I just wanted privacy as I process. And, realistically, having gotten quite a bit of sleep last night and feeling much more clear in my thoughts today, I wasn't needing privacy. hmm It was again me stepping into that space of matriarchy where I want to shield those who see me as a mother figure from the heaviness of the role that I play. I didn't want you to feel bad for me. I didn't want you to feel bad. I didn't want you to feel like you asked too much of me. hmm So, yes, that's evidence of me still being in the same processes, making little bits of progress, but also having little bits of backsliding. And it's okay because life is not a linear line, it is a beautiful dance that goes forwards and backwards and side to side. And so I'm exactly where I need to be, processing life in the way I need to process at the time it needs to be processed. I don't need to apologize, despite the fact that I feel horribly. I don't want you guys to feel badly because Michael unmuted the mic. Yeah, yeah. hmm And it has to be this thing of like experiencing life in the way it was designed to be experienced by your soul. Your soul is the designer of your life, your soul is the architect of the life that you live in right now. So, summon in reverse. There's nothing that you need to call to you that doesn't already exist naturally within you, right? There's nothing that it's like this sense of, oh, once I get to this point, once I get to that part, once I accomplish, once I, all of these excuses that we give ourselves. Um, you're fine as you are right now with room to grow. You will always have room to grow, but you're fine just as you are. You will continue to expand your awareness. That's a lifelong thing. There's no place that you need to be right now in order for you to have a worth. You have that worth inside you always, always. Love. Um, so I think there are people who are witnessing you in this process. And as they witness you in this natural process that you're in, they're feeling an increase in appreciation for you and a love for the way you hold yourself. I know for most of us, I feel like I feel like there's this feeling of, no one loves you. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that very real fear is a valid one. I think at some point all of us have this fear of we are not lovable, right? Um, I'm learning, and you guys are really, really going above and beyond teaching me this so consistently. What I'm learning is that even when I can't understand the value that I hold and the love that I'm worthy of, there are those who value and love me. And that particular thing, the whole concept of me being lovable, being able to be loved, receive love, be valid enough to accept that love, um, it doesn't require my understanding in order for me to receive. It just requires that I stop preventing myself from receiving what's already being given to me, right? How many of us how many of us don't know how to receive love? How many of us can be given something? Let's make an example, something tangible. Someone gives us a $20 gift because they love us, right? Because they see a need or something. They see something and they feel the need to give this gift. It's worth $20, and we're in the process of learning to receive. And so we allow ourselves to receive it, but we're quantifying, okay, $20 plus tax, plus the time it took, the cost for travel, the gift wrapping, and then I have to show my gratitude as well. So now I have to buy you a $40 gift or worse. And this is where I'm rooted in this second mindset of you gave me a $20 gift. So now I have to give you no less than $40 gift, probably a $50 or $60 gift, so that I've paid you back and then some. And so now you cannot hold this against me. You cannot force me into compliance with whatever you gave me that gift for. Now I have the option of saying no when you come back around and hold over my head that you gave me something. Mm, wow. How many of you struggle with that? This thing of having a history where all the help that you've received from people in the past has been help full of strings, conditions, ownership of you. Like you. Like someone offering to help me, and I'm like, well, why? Why are you helping me? Like, what's it going to cost me later? Like, you want to help me? Why? Like, what do you want? Right? What do you want? What am I going to have to do for this? At first, I thought it was just my relatives, my family that does this type of thing. It's very common in my culture to do this type of thing, right? Um, and then as I broke away from family, I began to see complete strangers doing this to me as well. And I had to sit a long while with this and really, really dissect it down to the depths that I needed to understand. And it was this thing of, no, everyone is not like this. You just happen to be drawn to the people you feel most comfortable with. And you feel most comfortable with these people because they remind you of the family that you stepped away from. And so, if that's how the family acts and that's what I'm seeking out, then obviously that's all I'm going to find. So, it's not that everyone does this. It's that I have to hold myself accountable in those moments where I seek out only the people who are capable and willing to do this to me. So again, we take away the blame. We step into a space of full ownership of our decisions. We come into an awareness of the causation and effect of everything we decide. And we take ownership, we learn, and we discontinue those cycles. See, you haven't learned what you need to learn from a cycle if you're still incapable of discontinuing it. And don't tell me that I can quit any time. So why haven't you yet? Because you can't. At least not yet. It's okay for you to be honest with yourself and say, I'm not ready to. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Give yourself the time and the support that you need to become ready. So it's a semi-known thing that I have helped quite a few clients with the cessation of, um, you know, a lot of substance use, right? Some people, it's, you know, illegal narcotic stuff. Other people, it's prescription stuff. Other people, it's recreational stuff. There's so many different ways that we medicate ourselves, right? You don't have to be ashamed if you're still in the process of medicating yourself. So, one of the things that I noticed, I get a good sense of how successful the work will be based on how ready the person is to face the pain that caused them to medicate. How willing are they to face that head on? If they can face it head on, they will not relapse ever. I can be that little nudge that gets them across the threshold. They have to do the work. So I have some clients who are successful in the complete cessation of substance use, and some clients who, they still backslide into it, and then they come out, and then they backslide and they come out. That's their process. There's no shame. There's no need to guilt. There's no disappointment. I walked into that fully aware. You see, I talk to you before I actually do the work. I talk to you and I get to know you, and we share space, and I earn your trust, and you share with me the things that maybe you wouldn't be willing or comfortable to share with other people. And I get to see truly who you are and where you are within your journey with no condemnation. But because I see who you are and where you are within your journey, and I have no condemnation of you, I have a very clear understanding of how successful this will be. Do I say it to you? No. I choose to wait for you to prove me wrong or prove me right, whichever is the most appropriate. But I do know one thing that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you are not ready to take accountability and see your pain and where it is, not uproot it and remove it, I'm saying to view it where it is, to see it in its death throes on the floor of your auric field, and just watching it and seeing how you can help, how you can mitigate some of that suffering. Chances of you successfully quitting long term is greatly diminished. It's okay. All that means is you're not yet ready. Maybe you need a few more experiences that will help to solidify your resolve. Or maybe you'll never be ready. You're still a valid person in my eyes. You're still worthy of love. You're still worthy of dignity. I will still uphold your dignity, regardless of the outcome. Your life is valid, regardless of the outcome. And that's part of the thing that we really need to work on as individuals, is this thing of, unless I do what I'm told in the way that I'm told, at the time frame and timeline that I'm told, then I'm somehow invalid. No, you're not. You see, I help you to help you, not to use you as another tally mark on my board to help fluff my ego to prove that I'm successful and my work is actually valid. No, my work is valid regardless of what happens in your session. My work is valid. My techniques are valid. You're valid as well. How powerful is it to be able to exist in that way, where my validity is not contingent on the invalidation of other people? My validity is not contingent on the invalidation of other people, because I'm aware I carry a worth that no one can take from me. Right? You too. You carry a worth that no one can take from you. Stop giving that worth away. Beauty. It's time for you to see the beauty that you are. There was a poem that I saw somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. It was an old post of mine that was in the caption. I wrote something in the caption of an old post. Excuse me. Let me find it. I don't know where it is. I don't want to talk. Da-da-da. Where is it? Was it like that far ago? I could have sworn it was just like 2 days ago. Maybe it was longer than 2 days ago. It's definitely longer than 2 days ago, because, I mean, it would be here already. Where is it? Now I'm committed. Now I have to find it, because I've put so much effort into finding it that now I have to. I have to keep going until it's found. Oh my gosh. Girl, stop. You don't have to commit to this. Oh my gosh. I've waited 100 years. I'll wait 1,000,000 more for you. Girl, stop scrolling. I can't. I have to find it now. Oh my God, stop. Please stop. Stop scrolling. You know what it is? I'll find it. Hold up. I'll find it on my phone. I'll find it on my phone, because nothing prepared me for what the privilege of being yours would do. Okay, someone had commented on it or something recently. Girl, just stop giving it up. I can't give it up, because mama didn't raise no quitter. Oh my God. At what point are you going to stop? When I'm dead. I can't find it. Oh my God. Let me see the pictures. I can't give up. I can't give up. Hot diggity dang it. I can't. Okay, I think I'm gonna give up. Because it was, I think, from like 3 or 4 years ago that I just reshared the memory, and I'm so disappointed. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna say, like, girl, knock your shit off right now. Stop it right now. Okay, stop scrolling. Go back onto the live stream. I don't know where it is. It's archived. It is. It's archived. It's this thing of like, it's a picture, it's a selfie of me, and then there's a secondary selfie. So it looks like I have 4 eyes. And you'll see it on my Facebook business page. So maybe if I go into the memories, give up, girl, give up. I can't. I'm incapable of giving up. Here, memories. Can we go backwards? Can we go backwards in the memories? I swear it was just like a few days ago. All right. So here's the thing. For many of us, we come equipped with thorns because life at some point, especially in earlier life, was very, very unsafe for us, right? Right. So you are a wildflower that comes equipped with thorns, and your life and the people in your life has shamed you for having thorns because heaven forbid that they mishandle you and not catch your thorns. I think we're being invited into a space now, a space where people who love wildflowers and can appreciate the wildflower in its totality, where they don't shame you for having thorns, where bleeding upon your thorns makes them feel very alive in their love for you. And I'm not talking about romanticizing toxic connections. I'm talking about people who have the capacity to understand how to handle you, and they don't blame you for being injured upon your thorns, but instead are appreciative of the way your thorns remind them of how to properly regard you, how to properly handle you with care. I don't think I'm ever going to stop being a wildflower. I don't think I'm ever going to stop being a person who can't be told how to grow, where to grow. You just can't. I'm the type of wildflower that you have to just allow to grow, or I wither and die. You cannot cultivate me. You cannot take me from my natural environment, transplant me into a simulation of the nature I belong in, and expect me to thrive, expect me to blossom. I don't think so. And I'm not apologetic for that either, at least not anymore. Not anymore. The more I step into my power, the more I'm able to retrieve more of that power because I'm wasting less of my energy apologizing for knowing I'm powerful. You guys, me saying I'm powerful has nothing to do with trying to convince you that you're not as powerful. Reclaim your power. Take it all back. Take it all back. Stop feeding the monsters. Movement. See, there's lack of movement. This is what's blocking you from retrieving more of who you are. There's this upside down lust. That upside down lust needs to be cut out of your life. Ugh. So there's 2 messages. There's someone who lusts after you because their perception is upside down. They might think they have ownership over you and yada, yada, yada. Their behavior is horrible, horrible. And then there's people who just really, it's like they see you. They actually see they see you, and they're not trying to change you. They're just very much admiring the person that you are, admiring the ways in which you move through your life and your life circumstance. They admire the way you communicate, the gravity of you, either through your actions or your words. They just admire you. There's no ownership there. Yo, can we touch on the twin topic real quick? Can we touch on that? I've had a couple people during the course of my public visibility that have been really grossly disrespectful in their attempts to violate my space, in their attempts to force agreement that they have ownership of me in some way. It's like grossly disrespectful, like mad disrespectful, like the kind of disrespectful that teenage me, I would have punched your ass in the throat. I'm not a teenager anymore, though, you know? So that's the thing. It's this thing of learning my boundaries, learning how to express and enforce those boundaries with efficiency, accuracy, clarity. And I've had a couple people who have been so disrespectful in their breach of my boundaries. One entered into a family home and waited until 3 a.m. for me to come home. Never going to forgive you for that shit. Fucking foul behavior. Another continues to stalk me, tell me that they want me dead, trying to hack into all my devices. Both these disgusting as fuck individuals, they justify their disgusting as fuck behavior because they have convinced themselves I am their twin. I'm not disgusting like you. There's no way you could even possibly be a dark twin. You're just fucking foul. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way. I've found maybe 4 twin flames, all respectful of my space. I found a twin ray. You only get 1 twin ray. Very respectful of my space. All the open positions have been filled. Fuck off. You will not justify your disrespect of my sovereign space, my autonomy, my health and safety by proclaiming I'm your twin. I am nothing like you, you fucking disgusting assholes. And you guys should get mad. You guys should absolutely be angry, be livid when people try and convince you that their disgusting behaviors are justified because you're their twin. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm not toxic like your ass. Are you kidding me? There's nothing twindom about us. Fuck out of here with that shit. You wish. You fucking wish. You wish. You wish you were worthy of being a reflection of me, but you're not. Not even a lower, lesser reflection. You're not. And that's why I dislike the twin topic. None of the twins that I've found are disrespectful of my time and my space. None. None. None of them expect to have this access to me as though I was their property. None. Hell, even my dark twin still got love for that mofo. Hey, a little bit dark though. It's a little bit too dark. It makes me dark. I don't like that. But yeah, no. We still every once in a while will message each other. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. He only ever really reaches out when he starts to feel concerned, like some type of energy. attempting to impose itself upon my family, upon my children, he'll reach out and be like, hey, you guys okay? How are the kids? How's Frey? You guys okay? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you wanna say, oh, because those are just twin flames. You're my twin Ray. My twin Ray hasn't messaged me in how many years? Zero contact. None. Why? I assume because I've been closed off to it. Well, shouldn't he at least like message and check? No. Not unless there's something that's shifted within my energy that's inviting contact. No. No, he should not. No, he should not. Is there a need to? What? So you can check on your pet? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that silence is evidence of the mirroring. We are mirrors. Because the moment you let me know that I make you uncomfortable in some way, that's the moment I will no longer reach out. That is the moment I will no longer reach out. Will I be closed off to you messaging me? No. I mean, unless you were disrespectful in your communication, unless you were intentionally hurtful and harmful in your communication. No, there's no need to close you off. But will I initiate that? Probably not. No, never. Never. Why? Because that's how I am. So for people who think that they can justify their fucking disgusting ass behavior because, oh, you're my twin. And that's why you can send email after email after email. That's why you can go into the house that you think I live in. Fuck out of here with your toxic ass bullshit. Y'all should be mad when people use spiritual concepts to justify their disrespect of your sovereign autonomy. I have no other half. I am created whole. I am a whole being entering into a totality experience. My existence is a totality. There are no parts missing. I don't need another human being to make me complete. There are no parts missing. Do not allow people to diminish your personal power by using concepts they know nothing about. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't diminish your personal power over yourself. Do not give even passive permission to this kind of bullshit. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your power for yourself. And when action must be taken, take that action. Whatever is legally appropriate, take that action. Take that action. People will convince themselves so many different things to justify their treatment of you. You know how many people convince themselves that the demon they were talking to, yeah, a fucking demon. The demon they were talking to was Archangel Michael, and therefore Archangel Michael instructed them to harm me. You mean this fucker that's right here all the time? This one right here? That one? The one who never leaves my side? Even when I'm angry? That's the one that told you to harm me? The one that would gut you with no hesitation. That's the one. Yeah. Pretty sure you're talking to a demon. Pretty sure you're talking to a demon. Because Michael never instructs anyone to harm anyone. He doesn't even instruct me, period. He communicates things that my soul wants me to know. But he doesn't demand or command or any of that. We have to exit out of this space where we justify people's lack of integrity because they're using advanced spiritual terms. There's nothing advanced about these spiritual terms. I tell you right now, all of this information that you think is advanced, it's embedded in your genetics. That junk DNA, those are the strands that hold the histories of all the lives that you've lived. It's not junk. A basic person has 12 strands of DNA that they can activate. It takes a lot of effort for a basic person to do that. And then you have those who have somewhat of an elevation in their purpose. They tend to have about 24 strands that they can activate. And then you have those who are here to assist the ones who will come to change the world. Those people have about 36 strands they can activate. And then you have those who agree to be incarnated to be the very change the world has been waiting for. And they are tasked through the course of their life to activate those 48 strands so that they can remember everything that needs to be remembered and give it back to the people who are waiting. So no, I will not give you permission to do things I do not consent to. Containment. Stop containing your power just to make weak people feel stronger. Does me playing small make you feel stronger? Or does me being very, very bold in my acceptance of my personal power over my personal life and my invitation to you to join me here in this space of personal power over my personal life, does that empower you? Have I empowered you by coddling your fears? Some people will be like, oh my God, Emmy, you're so heartless and cold. You're such a Capricorn. Yes, motherfuckers, I got Capricorn moon. I got Capricorn Venus. Fuck yeah. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be like, oh my God. Oh my God, you poor thing. I'm going to be like, all right, cry for a moment. Just cry it out first. You done crying? Okay. Pull up your pants. Lace your shoes. What the fuck do we need to get done? Let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck them. Let's do it. Show them. I'll be right there beside you. Do it while they watch. Be so bold that you do it while they watch. That's my motto in life. You want to tear me down? You want to shut me up? I'm going to do it while you watch. You don't want me to succeed in life? I'm going to do it while you watch. I'll even pop you some fucking kettle corn popcorn. I will pop you some of that shit. I will make you some fucking cotton candy so that you can sit down and watch longer. I don't want you to get hungry and get up and walk away. Watch me the whole time. I promise you, I'll keep fucking succeeding just to spite your ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do it while they watch. Succeed and heal while they watch. So they can understand you never needed their fucking permission to reach levels that they can't reach. You don't need their permission. You think anyone gave me permission to be as bold as I am? No. My boldness is a result of people trying to force me to believe that I need their permission. Fuck that. I don't need your permission for shit. Nope. It's kind of like a burp, but not. I burped before, and then that was the exhalation. Nope. All right. Keep it going. Okay. So the feminine, they're calling you out. They're calling you out. It's time for you to rise. It's time for you to get to the spaces you belong. They're calling your ass out. This lack of intensification, things need to intensify. I'm not afraid of no messages. What are you talking about? You know what this is? I'm preparing myself to fight a motherfucker. No, I'm not gonna fight anyone. What? Marlene and Michael are talking about, like, you know, nothing. They're not talking about anything. That's none of my business. It's none of my business. Mm-hmm. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me, that's a sin. Banishment. So the banishment is being reversed. The banishment is being reversed. Something, some type of situation. It might be a person, place, or thing. Some type of noun. I'm not fucking amused. Nervous laughter. I'm not amused. So something is calling you in. Something is calling you in. Let me put on my disembodied voice blocker. For both of you. For you and Marlene. For both of you. Both of you. I'm blocking both of you. There's a block button. Can you guys stop talking to me? Seriously, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me right now because anywho, imagination and magic. Ooh. There's winds of change coming, right? These winds of change are coming. They're being blown towards your way. They're changing your direction. But here's the thing. These candles, this magic, it's not going to be snuffed out no matter how much Girl, I got this from Walmart. I think it was like 15 I think it was like 15 bucks. Yeah, I needed a workout hoodie. So I got this from Walmart. Yeah. I didn't realize I had these holes. I was just like, okay, well, this is the cheapest hoodie I can find. And I'm in a rush. Let me just get the hoodie. Yeah. It has thumb holes. Oh, and it has pockets. It has pockets. And it's soft and stretchy. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. You don't need to know what I'm wearing underneath. So here's the thing. This is the message that I'm getting. I don't know who of you need to hear this, but this is the message that I'm getting. No matter how much you try and blow these candles out, you're just not going to. You're not going to. You're not going to. And what's going to happen is you're just going to cause yourself to get lightheaded. You're going to get very dizzy, and that's going to be on you, right? Those flames are never blowing out. You take that message however you want. You don't need protection from the candles. Your lack of responsibility, your lack of willingness to take responsibility for the situation that has befallen you. The situation that has befallen you. Yeah, knock it off. That's what Michael says. He says to take my hood off. No, I'm not taking my hood off. I don't want to hear you guys. I'm not taking my hood off. Okay. So this card pops up. It's masculine in reverse. We have the redirection sigil. You're being redirected into something. Something. I don't know what. You're being redirected into something, and that something is going to be I don't know. You're being redirected into something. It's this shifting of directions, and whatever direction you shift into, it's going to become this opportunity to enter into a space of totality. This is not even something that you're intentionally attracting. This is something that is being pushed as part of something huge. Something huge. I don't know. All right, I'll take my hood off. I'll take my hood off. I'll tuck my hair behind my ears. Michael is like, "Are you really going to keep your hood on?" No, I'll take it off. What do you want? What do you want? Why do I have attitude? Because that's fucking how I was born. Did you know when I was born, it was an emergency C-section, right? I was born early, but I was like, I've had enough of this shit. There's no space. And so I was kicking so hard that my mother's womb nearly ripped open with me in it. So they had to do a C-section. And when they had opened all the layers of her abdomen to be able to view the actual uterus, it was so close to bursting that you could see my foot through the uterine wall. It had become see-through. And so, you can't expect me to be a peaceful ass person with hella chill when that's the way I entered into this world. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Like, you expect me to have chill? I didn't even have chill in the process of being born. I have no chill. I'm incapable of chill. So receiving, see, you're not willing to allow yourself to receive whatever this is. You're bringing it to you, and it's something that is going to take you into a space of totality rather than this duality that you're living in. Now, you need to observe, where are your thoughts coming from? Where are your fears rooted? Where is this resistance coming from? Well, I don't know, because you already have crazy ass people hounding me, Michaela. That's why. Yeah, I said crazy. When you act as though you're crazy, it is accurate and appropriate for me to then use the adjective crazy to describe your behavior. You see that? That's how that works. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all needed to take some type of socialization classes as a child, because, as a parent, I went and joined those socialization classes for my child so that I can better understand how to support my child. And one of the most powerful things that all the children in those programs learn is that your behaviors are what will dictate how other people receive you. So it's not that you're weird, but if you do behaviors that are received as weird by other people, then they will form an opinion of you that you are weird. It's about learning social cues, social norms, about understanding boundaries and the enforcements of boundaries. You see what I'm saying? So I'm absolutely justified in my appropriate use of the word crazy as an adjective for people who exhibit crazy as fuck behavior. I will not apologize for that, and I will not back down from that. And if you want to say that I have issues with people who have mental health struggles, I have mental health struggles because of these fucking crazy people. So include me in that group, okay? Include me in that group of people who struggle with mental health. More toxic people than me do not get to be protected by the mental health excuse, while I don't. If you're going to give people who have mental health struggles that pass to act the fuck up, well, give me that pass too, because right now I'm acting the fuck up because of the mental health struggles that I have because of people who fucking act crazy with me. I won't apologize for that shit. I refuse. I refuse to be politically correct. I refuse. And that is me taking my power. You have no say over me in my life. That is power. I'll own whatever the consequence is for having the beliefs that I have. I don't care. I will own whatever the consequences are for having the beliefs that I have, but I will not be fucking bullied into protecting and minimizing the amount of shit that I've been through because of people and their crazy ass fucking behaviors. I don't fucking think so. I don't fucking think so. If you can make excuses for toxic ass people, you better start fucking making excuses for me too. You better start making some fucking excuses for me before this live stream is done. I heard what you said. I heard what you said. I heard what you said. You don't think I'm talking to you? Do you want me to describe you? You want me to describe what you're wearing right now? You're scared. I get it. Now you're scared. You feel my energy. This is a perfect time for you to understand how much restraint I've exercised over the course of many, many years. Know your place. It's not here beside me. Know your place. I know exactly what your face looks like, and I will never forget your face. Nor will I ever forget your condemnation of me because I have some standards that go against your politically correctness. I don't give a shit about your politics. I don't give a shit about your politics. Awaken in reverse. Some people will try and get you into a situation where it's like this thing of you have to be ashamed for having the stance that you have. You have to be ashamed for being who you are. You have to be ashamed for not protecting the very people who have treated you so poorly that it has caused so much mental and emotional anguish. You have to this, you have to that. You don't have to do shit, y'all. All you have to do is be right between self and soul, aligned between the self and the soul. All you have to do is allow yourself to go through the process that you are already in to expand your awareness of who you are and what you deserve. And absolutely, you can speak your mind. Think about it. You're keeping yourself quiet to maintain a peace that isn't real. You are shutting yourself up for a person who never shuts the fuck up. Because I promise you, these are the very people who always have something to say about everyone they come across. Well, guess what? Talk to me. I talk back. I talk back. Miscalculation much? Yeah, I fucking talk back. I talk back, and it's okay for me to talk back. It's okay for me to mirror that energy when I choose to. Mhm. It's okay for me to mirror that energy and use you as an example to help other people see how you enforce your boundaries, how you stand up for yourself, how to speak with no quiver to your voice. See, I'm not speaking from the throat right now. I'm digging deep and speaking from the solar plexus. No way you're going to stop those words from coming out if it is rooted in the solar plexus. Are you guys aware that you have many different voices? You have many different types of voices, and it is up to you which voice you will use. For a very long time, I used this very high voice. It's like a really baby voice because I didn't want to offend people. I really just didn't want to offend people. And it's like, hi, guys. What did that get me? Aside from a fucking injured thyroid. What did that get me? And even with my thyroid malfunctioning, I continued to diminish my voice. What did that get me? People accusing me of lying about having thyroid cancer. Like, I don't have fucking cancer. Are you kidding me? I never said I have cancer. What the fuck? I'm hypothyroid. I have hypothyroidism. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Most of those people are now very fucking quiet in my presence because guess what? I now speak from my solar plexus and it's comfortable. It's extremely comfortable. So you need to begin using your voice with intention, allowing yourself to reposition your very vocal cords, your larynx, all of that. When you try and force yourself to speak in a higher register, you're basically internally choking yourself to produce the higher notes. You have to allow yourself to bloom. They will not give you permission. You have to allow your blossoming. You have to allow the fragrance that your florals emit to be witnessed, experienced by the world. Allow them to take in your essence and benefit from it. Allow yourself to be what you were designed to be. And whatever that is, be the best at it you possibly can be. No competition, no comparison. Just knowing that you are striving to do the best that you are possibly capable of in whatever it is you are attempting to do. That's all it is. Direction sigil in reverse. You don't know where you're going. You've forgotten about your ancestral magic. Ancestral magic in reverse. It's this thing of needing so many different components that you're not allowing yourself to experience. See, you're not allowing your growth. You're not allowing your flow. You're not allowing clarity to reach you, right? And because of all of that, now you need protection. You're not allowing yourself to tap into the power that you already have, the power that is naturally yours. And so now you're convinced you need protection from this, protection from that. And, I just want to clarify that I'm not encouraging everyone to just keep talking and talking and talking, right? Most of the time, I don't say anything. It's when I need to communicate that I actually communicate. unless there is a communication that is happening. I'm not just going to keep talking ad nauseum. I just want to make that clear for me. Okay. I don't just talk just to talk. So there's a lack of compassion. There's a lack of stillness. These are adding to your distorted sense of self. Your emotions are increasing. And it's this thing of not being able to end the cycle that you're in and enter into a new, more healthy, more beneficial cycle. Has a lot to do with not walking your truth. And part of how you resolve that is by allowing yourself to move even with fear. This concept of be fearless. You can still accomplish so much even with fear present. You still can. Go at it. Do it. Accomplish what you need to accomplish. You know, be what you need to be. So here's this earth that we live in really is designed, societies have been designed to diminish, distort our sense of self-worth, especially more in the past, I'd say like 20 years or so, with the development and expansion of the World Wide Web. We've externalized our sense of self. What that means is we base our worth and our sense of ourselves on how many likes and clicks and comments and shares that we could have. You know, one time I presented a challenge to the community that I had first developed on Facebook, right? I was live streaming, and during that challenge, I was like, if we can get to 1,000 shares before my live stream is done, then I will give away a mentorship, right? I will do a mentorship for someone completely for free. But we have to reach 1,000 shares before this live stream is done. And, you know, surprisingly, I believe if I got it, if my memory serves me right, before the live stream was done, we had like, I think like 1,100 shares, 1,100, 1,120 shares, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, y'all are fucking crazy. You remember that, Catherine? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's a pretty significant external accomplishment. Yeah. 1,000 shares before the live stream is done. And then it continued. I think that video, before people got real fucking pissed, I think it reached almost 2,000 shares. It worked. It absolutely worked. Yeah, no, we got over 1,000 shares while I was live. And then I think within a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that, it reached 2,000 shares. And that was a thing. Like, so many people were coming onto my page, my Facebook page, and they were like, oh my God, who are you? Like, in my group, y'all posted in all sorts of groups. Y'all are savages. They're like, it's just every spiritual group that I'm in, it is a wall of your face. Who are you? Your mom. I'm your mom. No, I'm joking. But that was a thing. Like, you would think that I would have been like, I'm the shit. Like, no, it was like, oh, that's cool. So how do we pick the winner? That was that. It has nothing to do with my worth. It has nothing to do with my value. Nothing. Nothing at all. It has nothing to do with any of that. Nothing. Nothing. My worth is set by me inside myself. It's based on how much of me I can tolerate, accept, embrace. Your worth is set by you, not by the likes, not by the clicks, not by any of that. Not by any of that. You know how I got to that degree of being able to juke the algorithms for social media? You know how? Because I didn't understand my worth, and I would give myself and my energy to anyone. That's how. People pleasing to the umpteenth degree. I will accommodate anything and everything, and I will give everything away, literally. I will give everything away. Just please don't be upset with me. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're mad because I exist? Just go away. Go away. I don't care. You're not going to tell me to not exist. No, I'm not going to give everything away. Are you kidding me? I will give where my heart calls me to give, as much as I am able to give, as often as I am led to give. I will not give just to prepay for my space in your life. Watch somewhere else. I don't give a shit. Are you kidding me? No, I won't do that anymore. Because at the end, all those people who love me so much because the gravy train was flowing. The moment there was no more gravy in that train, they were gone. That still didn't diminish my worth. It corrected my sense of it. It absolutely corrected my sense of it. I'm proud of the person I am at this point. I have no issues with me anymore. Not like that. No. There will always be parts of me that I need to still fine tune and address and maybe nurture and help heal. And that's okay. That's okay. It's a natural part of my process. I deserve to have compassion for myself, just like you deserve to have compassion for yourself. So start having compassion for yourself. Stop basing your worth on other people's capacity to understand what you need. When you're dealing with caterpillars, they won't understand what a butterfly needs. Okay? Still the same species, just at varying degrees of development. Still the same species. So believe. This lack of belief in self, no more. Believe in yourself, believe in your ability, believe in your capacity to overcome your own self-imposed handicaps. You don't have to do any of that anymore. You can find other coping mechanisms that are healthier for you, coping mechanisms that can support and encourage you. You don't need to simply numb the things that need your attention. Card number 15, gratitude. Be grateful for the ways in which other people have provided you with the opportunity to choose yourself. Never give credit for your healing and your rise to the people who work so hard to tear you down. You did not become as strong as you are because people tried to tear you down. You became as strong as you are because when people came to tear you down, you refused to succumb to their fuckery. That was on you. You did that. You grew yourself. You empowered yourself. You showed them their proper place in your life. Don't give them credit for that. He'll be like, oh, I mean, you should be grateful for all the things that people have done to you because, like you wouldn't be as strong as you are now. Yeah, the fuck I would. Are you kidding me? They didn't strengthen me. They fucked with me. You want me to be thankful for that? No. I will, however, be thankful that I was provided the opportunity by my soul through the crossing of paths with nasty ass people, the opportunity to choose me and my growth. I will be absolutely thankful to my soul for that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Balance. Create balance within your life, okay? The easiest way to maintain balance the most powerful way to maintain your balance naturally and minimal effort is by finding your space of center. When you enter into your space of center, by virtue of your centeredness, you will not need to balance. You will be balanced. All right. All right. Work through your fear. What's coming? What is it? I thought my compression sleeves would arrive today, but they're not. Anyways, work through your fears in reverse. Refusal to work through your fears will clog you up. It's like being spiritually constipated. I'm serious. It's like being spiritually constipated. All right. Don't let your past hold you back. See, your fear is rooted in your past. You're allowing your past to clog you up, and that's not working in your favor. You have to do something different. It's okay. Just do something different. Um don't be overly scared or concerned with what if I mess up? What if I this? What if I that? What if you succeed? Right? You know what will happen if you mess up. You'll do something else. You already know what your coping mechanisms are and how you'll respond. Okay? What if you succeed? Then what? Then you can go to other places within yourself and do the same thing and further retrieve these other aspects of yourself that you're trying to project onto other people. You don't need to do that. All of that's inside you. Believe in the impossible. Between the self or the soul, somewhere in that space, there is this potential that negates the word impossible. It turns it into this deconstructed string of letters that becomes I am possible, right? Between the self and the soul, that's where this space exists. To turn impossible into I am possible. I mean, yes. Yes. Whenever I begin this logic of that's impossible, I tend to not even say that out loud. It's this thing of like, I'm just so averse to this belief that something is impossible. And I look at it and it becomes this blurred mess of letters, probably because I don't wear glasses when I'm supposed to. And it becomes this I am possible. And I'm like, yes, the fuck you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You want to hear something impossible? I became a photographer without having taken any classes, watched any videos, read any books or anything. My husband bought me a digital SLR because he had a discount at a major technology company. And so he bought me a digital SLR. And he believed in me. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? I don't know how to work. And he's like, you'll figure it out. And I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out to the degree that by the time about 6 months had passed, maybe 8 months, I don't know. I think more like 6 months, my work had been featured by Maxim. And I was booking people left and right. And I had a photographer friend who was a little bit of a hater ass bitch. Little bit. He was a hater ass. Yeah, I remember one day he tried to be condescending because it was a fixed lens digital SLR. And he had a Canon, was it 16D or something like that? No, 5D. Canon 5D. And at the time, that was like the hottest shit ever because, that's what the pros use. And I remember he was like really, really talking shit to me in a very condescending manner. But because of his English accent, because of his English, he thought it wouldn't be offensive. Oh, such a lovely little Mickey Mouse camera. Fuck you. He called my camera a toy camera, a Mickey Mouse camera. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's like a toy camera. It's like a toy for kids. And I was like, bitch, I take better pictures than you. Oh, he stopped laughing. But I do. You're a GWC, a guy with a camera. A lovely little term that's used in that industry. That means you're just a perv with a budget for equipment. I can do more with my Mickey Mouse camera than you can with all of your thousands of dollars of gear. Ain't that some shit? How's that make you feel? Didn't have much to say after that. Granted, if you ask me about f-stops, aperture, exposure, and all of that, I don't fucking know. I just know that if you hand me a camera, give me a few minutes to fiddle with all of the settings, I can produce publishable images. And then after I do that, I can go on Photoshop, which I taught myself, and edit it so that it is of the highest quality. So excuse me and my Mickey Mouse camera. I will still far excel beyond what you can reach, so I understand your petty catty behavior, but I will not accept it and I will not tolerate it. I knew he was jealous because he said that after I used his studio. He was nice enough to allow me to use his studio. He had a studio set up in his warehouse with his expensive camera gear. He had all the lighting and the stands and the backdrops. And using my Mickey Mouse camera, I produced pictures he never could ever produce. And he tried. He tried. He couldn't. See, I stuck this model who was maybe like 80 pounds. She happened to be a yogi as well. I stuck her underneath a side table. It was a long side table, but extremely narrow. And I managed to be able to get her to fit because I encouraged her to do her deep breathing, to sink into the furniture. It was a very interesting picture. We were doing avant-garde work that night, and it was a very, very interesting picture. And he had such an appreciation for it that he made those comments. And I was joking. Like, are you mad? I was just joking. No, you take good pictures too. He was mad. He was offended. Good. It was meant to offend you. Just like you intended to offend me, thinking I lack the intelligence to understand what you were saying. Mhm. And so I know a few weeks later, he tried to find the skinniest model he could find. Because at the time I was doing Ashtanga yoga. So when someone who is already a yogi and someone who is a photographer and knows Ashtanga and knows the limitations of human joints paired together, we can make some really fascinating images. Very, very, very fascinating images that people will wonder, how the fuck did you do that? Ashtanga yogi. That's how. So he tried to recreate that. He got a poor girl stuck at the bottom of the table. He got her stuck. It took a while to get her out, and they couldn't take any pictures. The pictures looked horrible. I'm just saying, be who you are. Don't be apologetic about your ability to achieve the impossible. And no, I wasn't bragging shit to anybody. I would just post my work on a specific site, and models who are wanting to approach agencies, they would reach out to me. They would book sessions with me. Believe in your ability to achieve the things that other people cannot. Just because someone else cannot achieve does not mean you can't either. When you adopt their mindset, then you will have the same limitations that they have. That's what will happen. This is why I don't adopt other people's mindsets. I allow myself to form my own conclusions in regards to how things are to play out for me. They will play out in the way that my soul has decided, and I simply have to be present and in compliance with what my soul is requesting of me. And that's it. That's when the impossible becomes possible. Take time to breathe out. Are you holding your breath? One of the things that I learned as I was so deep into my Ashtanga practice was that in order to reach the spaces within myself that I needed to reach, the holding of the breath could not be allowed. I needed to exhale all of my resistance and sink into that resistance. And as I could no longer sink into it, I would pause and allow myself to again very deeply and slowly inhale the intention. And as I completely filled my lungs and created a stretch and a space, as I exhale, I would find more depth to sink into. And it was always a process. I had to go through the process. I'm worth the process. You are worth the process. It is okay for you to put the effort you deserve into yourself rather than investing in people who will disappoint you, fail you, betray you, and all of these other things. Because I promise you, let me just promise you this right now. The people who are worth that type of sacrifice would never, ever knowingly, willingly allow you to sacrifice to that degree because they love you. They love you. They're not using you. And so they'd never be okay with that. They would never, ever be okay with that. So you're thinking, oh, well, no, they're the people that I love. But do they love you? Do they love you? For example, my kids know the type of mom that I am, that if you want my food, even if I'm hungry and feeling sick, I will give you my food. I will not even tell you that I'm hungry or feeling sick. Most likely, I will give it to you. I will invite you to share with me, and I will only eat enough to stop my tremors, and I will give you the rest. So the moment my kids realize the food is for me, they're like, oh, no, go ahead and eat, Mom. It's okay. Because they'd never ask me to make that sacrifice because they love me. The people who love you will not test your love. It will not be this thing of you need to prove how devoted you are, how much you love me. No, they wouldn't. Never. They wouldn't. So why did you do this, all of this stuff for the people who don't love you in that way, right? What do you need to release? I think it's in reverse because we don't know. We don't know what we need to release. We don't know how much we've taken in other people's perceptions, limitations, expectations. We don't know. I think you need to release everything you're not aware of. Release your death grip on the pathways that are used by your awareness to bring further awareness to you. Don't let pride get in your way. It's in reverse. Okay? It's understandable. You're afraid of how people will see you, how they'll receive the way you live, your decisions, your circumstance. That's understandable. That's understandable. But it's still not acceptable. Gotcha. Yeah. Just because something is understandable does not mean it's acceptable for you. Okay? Just because it's understandable does not mean it is acceptable. Like, it's understandable for me to um, feel threatened and lash out and be hurtful and harmful because I'm afraid that if I don't, then I'll be harmed. It's still not acceptable. Like, I can understand why I would do that, but is it acceptable? No. No, that's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. It's not acceptable to hurt someone before they can hurt you. Just walk away. That's it. Okay? I can understand why, but that doesn't mean I have to accept that it is okay, because it's not. Show the world the real you, but it's in reverse. This fear of letting people see you as you are. Oh my gosh, I just saw this comment. Oh, wow. Mm. I was just about to ask, for most of you who've shared any length of time with me, you have witnessed me showing the world the real me. And I was going to ask, how has that affected you? What type of effect has it had on you? And I see this comment. Those words reach such a depth within me. She said, whether you ever know it or not, your words have walked me through the worst things life has brought to me safely. Your words walked me through safely. That is like the hugest honor that I could have somehow positively impacted such a difficult situation, circumstance. That is such a huge honor. It's things like this that people share that really justify the discomfort that I regularly experience being so publicly visible. It's things like this that make it worth it for me to be publicly visible, to be accessible to some degree by people I don't want to access me. Like, this type of sharing will always, always, always forever outweigh the inconvenience of mentally ill people and their unhealthy fixation on me. It's this stuff that makes it all worth it. To know that during times where we would feel naturally and understandably feel as though no one understands, and that we have to navigate through the difficulty alone. That I, someone you've never met, can hold such a powerful space for you that you don't feel alone, and that you feel as though I walk with you. Because for many of you, I actually do. For quite a few of you, I feel you so intensely on such a regular basis. And of course, I don't say anything because I don't want to make it weird. But for quite a few of you, you occupy a space within my heart that I could never even possibly consider ever asking you to leave. And that even if you never shared space with me again, you'd still have a home in my heart. Always. Always. This is the type of community we need to build. These are the types of societies all of us deserve to live in. You know, all of us deserve to live in societies where this is the norm. Eliza's never had a private session with me, just so you guys know. It's not about who buys sessions with me. Yes, during sessions, we will have one on one time. So you have my undivided attention. Everything that comes out of my mouth is specific to you and your circumstance and your needs. But this, my feeling about the community we have, has nothing to do with sessions. Has everything to do with this beautiful interdependency that we co-create day after day after day. This thing where my existence benefits you just as much as your existence benefits me. A mutually beneficial, reciprocal type of love, type of support, type of empowerment. This is what power is about. You cannot say you're powerful if your power is contingent on the domination and subjugation of other sovereigns. The day I realized how powerful I am, the day I became aware of a smidge of the type of power I possess inside me, naturally just by existing, was the day I realized I validate myself. And as I stepped into that power, I was then able to retrieve enough power and harness that power to create a space for people just like me to finally feel at home. That's powerful. And this, yes, this, I don't think I could have made it. Yeah. Wow. It's been a potent 3 years. It's been a very, very potent 3 years. It's been about 3 years since I went back to take care of my mom. Yeah. It has been a powerful and painful and healing, very, very challenging 3 years. Time will pass regardless. What you do with that time as it is passing is what will determine whether you hurt for a reason or you hurt unnecessarily. Your dreams need a practical plan. Your dreams need a practical plan. That means you giving yourself permission to begin the process of achieving the very things that you thought were impossible, but now you're realizing I am possible. So step into the possibility that you are. Step into the possibility that you were designed to be for yourself and for other people. Step in, step right in. I'm thinking instead of, look at this, my damn cowlick is just excessive. Girl, girl. Believe it. If people ask me about that, that's where my horn grows. I'm a fucking unicorn. So, what I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Rather than a final card, I want to do some energy work together. This energy work, I'm thinking it will help to contain your fear. So that way, we're not ignoring the fear, we're allowing that fear to exist, but in a contained manner so that it doesn't hinder your progress, it doesn't hinder your growth, right? So that's what I would like to do. I'd like to do some work to contain our fear, first and foremost. And then I think I want to go ahead and run some frequencies through in order to further amplify your capacity to love yourself, to have compassion for yourself. I think I also want to go ahead and do some energy work to address specific structures within the cranial space, specifically the retrorubral fields. That will help you to better discern when there is a credible threat. I also want to go ahead and do some work on the amygdala, shielding that so that there's no energies that can be used to manipulate your amygdala, either through the hypo or hyper stimulation of it, so that you won't be excessively aggressive or excessively docile in the face of whatever you're facing. I also would like to go ahead and do some Kundalini activation just to prime that space. Because if you're going to be achieving your dreams, you're going to need some of that Shakti, right? I think for many of us, that pathway of Shakti is very blocked up. And I think that's a very good thing to clear that out, prime the field, and allow yourself to begin the process of um, really giving yourself permission to achieve your dreams, to make the impossible possible for yourself. What do you guys think? Does that sound like a plan or is that excessive? I tend to be excessive sometimes, you know what I'm saying. Um, oh, thank you, Elijah. Thank you. I love this. Your process, breakthroughs, and empowerment inspire us to work on ourselves. It makes us feel like things are going to work out in the end because they always do. In the end, it always works, right? So, what I'm going to do, what? My husband says he doesn't feel like going to the gym anymore. Fine, I'll go by myself. Hashtag go. Do that. Hashtag go, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. And then I'm off to the gym by myself. Perfectly fine. Because I'm badass. I'm a badass. I am a badass. I want to share this with you guys. Hold up. Hold up. Hold the phone. I don't know if I shared this with you guys before. I think I have. I'm not sure. Okay. So this right here, let me just, okay. All right. So this is what I got an email notification from a workout app that I use. Just want to share this because it's important. This. So since July 7th, July 7th of this year, this is just a quarter. I have worked out for this many minutes. I have had 40 sessions. I have reached 104 new records for myself. And I have lifted, since July 7th, 917,184 pounds. Now I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So there's nothing that is impossible. Had I known that I was that close, I would have fucking busted my ass to lift more, because a million, baby. And you know, I got my tart cherry. I don't have a peach. I have a tart cherry, but I promise you I can fuck your ass up. I'm joking. I don't fight. Unless you force me to. I don't fight. All right. Let's go ahead. Here. Breathe deep and slow. You guys proud of me? I wasn't even trying to do that. Half the time I was injured too. So imagine what I can lift when I'm not injured. Here goes. Breathe very deep, very slow. If you would like to receive this energetic work, put in the comments #go. The energy will be calibrated to those who put #go. If you are watching the replay, still as good as the live stream, okay? My energy will always honor your sovereignty. Without permission from your highest self, none of this will enter into your field. My energy is sacred. I gift it only to those that I choose. If you have ever been malignant or malicious to me, none of my energy will ever go to you again. My energy is sacred. I choose who I will gift it to. Take a deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Feel a warmth in your low belly, very comfortable, very familiar. Feel that warmth begin to rise up the center of your body. Slowly and with intention, breathe in your truth. Exhale your doubt. Breathe in your truth. Exhale your doubt. Feel that warmth increasing. Feel that fire rising. Feel the sensation in your belly and your chest, burning up any excess fears and beginning the process of confining the fears that are still necessary for your awareness. Just breathe and allow. Feel it in your chest and your throat now. Still slowly rising from your throat to your third eye. Feel your identity being cleansed by this sacred flame. For those of you sensitive to energy, feel my hand on your face. On your chest. You are seen. I see you. You are valued. I cherish you. Allow yourself to rise. Feel the tingles going from your chest, up your face, to the top of your head. Feel energy very gently running through your cranial space. Feel your courage increasing. Feel your fear being very gently organized and confined. Move with intention, not avoidance or fear. Feel your tailbone begin to activate. Your kundalini is being awoken. Feel it slowly rising as it wraps around each vertebrae. Feel it rising slowly up your spine as it tries to return back to the foot of the seat of soul. Deep breath in, slow exhale out. Allow your awareness allow yourself to be aware of all the sensations, the emotions, the visuals. Allow your dreams to come through into your waking life. Feel the emotions rising as that fear is displaced by your potential coming home. Feel the power vibrating in both your palms. Feel yourself shifting and becoming more of who you actually are. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might feel as though a warm blanket has been wrapped around your shoulders, like you're being held tightly and being loved so deeply. I've wrapped my wings around you. Receive this moment as a short break from your fear, from your limitations, from your pain. Feel me hug you a little closer with my wings. Feel the spaces within your body that need this energy the most. Feel those spaces receive every good thing that I'm giving. My giving has no strings attached, only a desire for you to rise and succeed. Breathe very deep, very slow. Allow yourself a moment. Allow yourself a moment. Very slowly, very gently, open your eyes. How do you feel? Oh, Jenny. It's a facial shower. It's just a little cleanse. That's all it is. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are so amazing. You are my equal in every way. And all I want is for you to stand beside me, walk forward with me, join me as we all walk ourselves back home. So, guys, sit in this energy for as long as you can. I have to end the live stream now, but sit in this energy for as long as you can and really just allow yourself a few minutes. You can spare a few minutes. You deserve at least a few minutes. And when you feel like life is getting a little bit heavy again and like you're being overwhelmed, come back and watch this. Forward this video to whoever you know that can benefit. So I would say maybe go back to the 2 hour, 15-minute mark, maybe, might be earlier than that. If one of you can go ahead and timestamp where the meditation begins. I mean, they don't even have to hear the whole reading. Some people don't have the time or the attention span for a 2.5 hour video. That's okay. That doesn't mean they have to go without the love and the support that we all deserve. We all deserve this. And you guys have been such a beautiful, powerful mirror of the love that I give. You guys always are so generous in giving it back. So I want to thank you, and I want to be able to support you as much as I possibly can. Many things will be changing, okay? And these changes can be good for all of us. Don't be afraid of change. Rush towards it. Be the bison who doesn't run away from the storm. When you charge headfirst into the storm has no chance of lasting longer than it needs to. Approach your life with that type of courage, even with a fear present. I love you guys, and I hope all of you have an amazing rest of your day. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. If you liked this meditative experience, I highly encourage you to consider joining me for the Andaran fire correction ceremony. It's going to be tomorrow. And then there's one next Saturday. It's only $33, and you get to rewatch the recording as much as you want. I'm going to do even more intense corrective work in that private event. Highly encourage you to join me there if that's something you'd like to experience. Short of that, I hope everyone has an amazing rest of your day. You are loved. You are supported. Be the badass you were meant to be. And also be soft while you're bad. Be a totality. I love you guys. Bye, everyone.